I had left. I was already sure the camera wasn't going to fall. Yeah, I know. You're on camera 6 right now.
All right, if you'd like to tell me your name.
I'm Trooper Brian Arrington of the Pennsylvania State Police.
Awesome. And how long have you been in law enforcement?
Well, I've been with the State Police approximately 17 years.
Okay, cool. So are you at just this event? Like, do you have a table up there? What's your table?
Yes.
What is your table for?
We have a table. The Pennsylvania State Police is one of the sponsors for this event, and we have a table up there, and we're talking about different opportunities that you have available through the State Police.
Perfect. So what does this event mean to you?
Well, it means a great deal to me and my department because diversity is a key.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big proponent for community policing. Police departments should represent or reflect the community which they serve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whatever the diversity is in your community, that should be the same thing on your police department.
All right, that's a really good answer. So, what is it like to be a man of color in your field?
That's a real difficult question, only because of the fact that it's not something that's a clear-cut line.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Law enforcement is basically a white male-dominated profession.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you don't fit that mold,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to conform to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And depending on your background and your experiences, would determine how you fit into that situation.
Yep. And that's what we're trying to do here at this event, right? Is kind of
Yes.
lessen that
Right.
Yes. Cookie cutter stereotype that you said that people like you have to form to
Yes.
in the profession. Good. Have you been to this event before?
Yes, this is my second year.
Second year. Awesome. Where did you go to school?
I went to Gannon University.
Gannon University. I know, that's in Erie.
Yes.
Yeah. I looked at that school over there. And then one last question for you. Well, if there was one thing that you'd like everybody here to take away from this event, what would it be?
Just the opportunities that are allotted to you through your community and through your college. I think everyone should experience as much as possible and go into the world with open eyes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
So what is this going to be on?
All right, hi.
Hi,
Welcome to the interview. What is your name?
I'm Tori.
Tori, and would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a senior, dual major, BFA in ceramics and video arts. And yeah,
All right, perfect. Is this your first time at this event, or have you been
yes.
back? Okay.
It's my first time volunteering at this event.
Do you have a table, or do you have like a stand, or how are you contributing to this?
At the beginning, I was helping pass out like ties because at this event, every male that signs up or female, if they sign up, they get a free ticket for a tie. So you can either pick a bow tie or a tie. So I handed those out and made sure they got raffle tickets because at the end, we're raffling off a Beats Pill.
Oh, really? Nice. I understand there were some workshops like a
Yep.
couple hours ago. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
I was more so walking around, so
Okay.
I don't have too much information on those. I know a lot of them was like, one was how to like dress for an interview, another was how to like business, like promote yourself, and
Yeah.
how to like go about that.
So what does this event mean to you, and why is it important?
I think it's important for like men of color to know that there's someone out there supporting them, that they can always reach out for help. There's always going to be someone there for them to like ask for help, and how do they succeed at the end of the day.
Perfect. What does being a person of color mean to you? Like, how does it feel in like certain situations?
Sometimes it's awkward because sometimes you meet people that aren't very comfortable with
Okay.
like a person of color, so that's a little awkward. But for me, it means just being me. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, my skin doesn't determine who I am at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's what we're all trying to do at this event, right? Is trying to create the most diverse situation possible in all aspects of life. And finally, if anybody here could take one thing out of coming to this event, what would it be? What do you think they should take from this?
There's always a support system. You just have
Okay.
to find the support system.
Awesome. And then I feel like that's the message that we're definitely going around with. All right, so thank you for joining
Thank
me
you.
today. I want you to have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, I had just met you a couple minutes ago, but would you like to tell the camera your name?
So my name is Christian King. I am the Executive Director of Intercultural Programs and Services here at Fredonia.
All right, perfect. Where did you go to school?
I went to University of Buffalo for undergrad. I got my master's degree from Medaille College, and I'm currently working on my PhD at UB.
Nice.
Yes.
Is there anything else about yourself that you think helps you put you in this position that you're here today?
I think that what's been most important about putting on events like this is listening to what people ask for, right? So making sure that we're responsive to what participants, our students, are looking for, the type of support that they need to provide different types of perspective, so to speak. So I've made it a goal to make sure to listen to what students ask for.
Okay.
That, yeah.
Perfect. So what makes this event important? What makes this event stand out?
Well, one, it's important because it provides men of color the opportunity to network at a larger scale that they are not normally able to do here in Western New York. So we don't quite have an event like that. Well, we do now, the Color Summit.
Yeah, right here.
But there aren't too many opportunities where college men of color can come and engage and talk about their experiences, talk about their experience not only academically but professionally.
Awesome. So what does it mean to you to be a person of color?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting different responses all
What
day.
does it mean to be a person of color?
Yeah.
It means overcoming. It is, wow.
Yeah.
That is a
You can answer. You can answer it in many
Yeah.
different ways.
It is. I am proud to be a woman of color. I am proud of our folks. I'm proud of our diversity. There's so much to us. We're dynamic people, and I think that there's just more to see.
Awesome.
Say that, yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most in terms of what this event will offer?
Growing.
Growing?
Getting bigger. I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to growing. I'm looking forward to 5 or 6 years down the line, having someone say, by coming to the summit, we had this opportunity. That's what I want to see. I want to see the network really developing. So growing and for real relationships and partnerships to develop.
Awesome. I heard there was some workshops
Yes.
a little earlier. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, so we have workshops that revolve around different subject areas. So this year we had some of them included entrepreneurship in art. We had using art, the Blackness Project, and using art for social justice. We had Dr. Rodney Herring. He came from Roswell Cancer Park to discuss community health and how research can help with community health. We had Dress for Success. You got to look good,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
want to make sure you
definitely.
look good. And then we had a college panel of different men from colleges all over the state, and they just talked about their experiences. And it was an opportunity. There was a lot of laughter and a lot of opportunity to just share each other's experience. Every year we change it up a little bit,
Yeah.
but the topics revolve around either business, entrepreneurship, those type of topics, and we provide what people ask for.
Yeah.
So,
Overall, it's like a way for people of different backgrounds and majors to come together and try to work together.
Absolutely.
Yes. And finally, if you could, if someone here today could take one thing away from this event, what would you like it to be?
Feeling valued.
Feeling valued.
I want them to feel valued.
Because that's the main thing you're trying to.
Yes,
of course.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you for coming
Thank
on
you.
today.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
I don't know if I need a special
No, it's.
cue.
They say commercial.
Oh, there we go. All right. Hi. Thank you for joining me today. Can you tell us your name?
My name is John Jones. I go to the Sony ECC at City Campus in Buffalo, downtown.
Nice. What year are you?
This is my second semester. First time here in Fredonia.
Nice. So this is your first time at this event.
Very first time event.
What are your takeaways so far, being here?
It's a lot. So I was in a one section already, and there was a one professor from a different college, just remind me the five words, there is a lot of greatness in you,
Yeah.
a lot of greatness in any of us, in everyone. So that's what I get out of it for me being a man of color. There's greatness in me than everyone else. So
Yeah.
everyone has a different point of greatness.
Have you ever been a part of something like this, where men of color get together and point out each other's strengths?
No.
Is it refreshing to be part of one now?
Yes. I've been to a lot of conferences with my church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not a full on men of color section. No. But
So-
But
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, happy to share some knowledge and gain more. So like you're never too old to gain more knowledge.
All right. So, what is the most important thing about this event to you? If you're, let's say, like you're talking to your friend or something who's unsure about going, what would be like what you would say to get to your friend to come? Like, why does he or she need to be here?
Oh, because they need to know there's some stories that are being misled or being misled,
Okay.
but like they need to come to some of these seminars and learn from different perspectives to get the truth out. So
Awesome.
and that's what I'm getting out of it, and I have to see some of my family members that's out here too. Yeah.
Were you a part of one of the workshops?
Oh yes.
Which
Yeah,
what did your workshop have to do?
Oh no! I was in one. I was
Yes.
in one being seated. So
What did that workshop like do? The one that you were in?
it says express like what he had learned and what he's being taught. So,
Yeah.
And it was very great, and I loved it.
What do you want to do with your life?
Right now, I'll still soon become a Buffalo firefighter.
Nice.
And right now, in order to do that, I got to be a EMT first. So,
Yeah.
So I'll do that on my next semester.
All right, perfect. I'm about to let you get back to your events, but before I let you go, if you could take one thing away from this event, what would it be?
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like that phrase right there has been really the common answer, but always differently reworded. It's like
Yes.
that is the common answer. Just be yourself. This
Yeah.
thing what this event is trying to
Yeah.
show. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank
with me.
you.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. It's
Like that? You like that? I like that. My style. Yeah. My style. Yeah. That's me, okay? Ariana? Don't forget, we do have some companies upstairs that are excited and willing to network. Thank you.
All right, thank you both for joining me today. What are you guys' names?
I'm Rodney Herring.
All right.
I'm Rory Wheeler.
All right, are you guys from the area?
Yeah, we're both from the Seneca Nation of Indians, which is about 20 miles from here.
Yep.
And we both are residents and lived on a reservation our entire lives.
What does this heritage mean to you?
For me, it's all about giving back and trying to do what I can to improve the area around me, especially for those that came before me and laid the foundation for all this to be possible.
I think it's important. That's why I asked if both Rory and I could share our perspectives. Growing up here is important, and being part of this summit and conference is important to share our perspectives through both our education, but through our generations too. Rory's from a younger generation, and myself, kind of a middle-aged elder, so to say.
Yeah.
And so the combination of our experiences and education, I think it's important to share what we know and understand to be with others in our communities in the region.
Yeah. So you said you guys were from the Seneca Nation?
Yes.
What are some values that you guys like to instill in your younger generations? That he'll instill on the next generation and so on. Something that's kind of kept through.
For me, it's staying involved in what's going on in our nation, being active in the community, and also, like I said before, giving back in some sort of way. I got involved when I was very young because of the influence my grandparents had on me of being strong leaders in the community, helping out wherever they can, and still do to this day through being older now. That's something I'm involved with because, especially being involved, I was heavily involved in our tribal governments for a while.
Yeah.
And as many of those times, it was great to have, just happened to be at these places where the discussion was about younger people in the community. They had so many discussions about, well, should we be doing this, should we be doing that? And luckily I was there saying, I don't think that's going to work. And so one of my philosophies I live by is if you're not on the table, then you're on the menu.
Yeah.
So
that's it. That's a pretty good motto, actually.
Being actively engaged in the work in all aspects of the community is very important.
Awesome.
I think going through school for many years and achieving a PhD and now being a scientist at Roswell Park.
Really? Where'd you go to school?
A number of different schools, and I shared that perspective today. Earning and learning in different ways, from community college at Finger Lakes Community College to University of Buffalo, to doing internships at Harvard Medical School and Stony Brook University, and just putting all these together, both academics, but real life experience, real life learning, internships, and an array of different education to kind of build a portfolio of how to interact within the community. But kind of tying on to what Rory was saying is like the importance of a lot of the things that we do is based on this philosophy of 7 generations. And so the things that we are producing in our work today, the education that we're using, is looking forward in how we can better our societies, our people, the health of our people, the education of our people, and 7 generations forward. How do we do that? Yeah. So a lot of the science that I would do or have been doing really looks ahead many generations, and how the things that we discover and the things that we put into play are really for generations that are coming forward.
All right, yeah, that's a very, very nice insight to keep passing down. Being in the position you guys at, do you guys notice any challenges that you guys go through on like either like a societal standard or something like that? Any challenges based on just being in the nation you're from?
A lot of it is the awareness of some of the history, and then having roadblocks in our plate, and sometimes getting to our destinations because of stereotyping, because of myths, misconceptions that are broadcasted in the media about who we are, and then trying to dispel a lot of that. You know, whether it's through tweets, which we've seen a lot lately, or just general rhetoric out in the media, or if that gets going through the judiciary or federal legislation. And then that's been a cornerstone, because it seems like wherever I go, I just got back from California and back there on Monday, it's always about being an educator wherever we are. Yeah. And especially spaces like this, and trying to work, how can we work together to advance on the put ourselves on the right side of the history, on the right side of history. Gotcha. And it's always a challenge, but I always love being able to articulate where we are, where we come from, and what our past is, and how are we going to move forward from this.
I agree with that. I mean, it's like it's almost a cycle, and so like we see that happening from generation to generation in between fathers and community members, that the cycle of sharing. And you almost see it happening over and over again, where you have to educate and continue the education, in the way of historical context, but also education on the way things are seen and produced in our communities, and what that means to various cultures. The history isn't always written in a perspective that's conducive to certain communities. So to really understand and highlight what that history means in the context of academia, in the context of research, in the context of daily living, is very important to kind of look at both sides of that history and what that means. Both as a way of, kind of cultural resistance in a positive way, but also a resiliency of understanding who we are and how we move forward in a good way.
So you believe that like events like this are working to eliminate those stereotypes, that kind of bringing people together,
I would say
educating.
Yeah, I don't know. I think eliminate is really a hard word, because it's hard.
Yeah, sure.
It's really like lessening. So it's important that these spaces are generated. I've been here at Fredonia before as a adjunct professor. Yeah. And the diversity message, I think, has changed over time in a positive way. So it's really great to see this summit being held here, and to hear about the changes of the student body, the diversity of the student body over time. So I think that's a positive change. Yeah. You see the different mindsets, the different creativity, the different experiences that come from the student body, even here today, really is a benefit to not only this school system, but to the region overall.
So finally, if somebody was watching this and they could take one thing away from coming to this event, what would you like it to be? Like the overarching message.
I think it'd be to take advantage of every opportunity that's afforded to you, because they can come and go, and then you just need to ensure that you are making the most out of every situation that you are brought into.
Okay. Awesome.
I think keeping an open mind. An open mind is very important, to walk into different spaces and to really learn from the presenters and lecturers, and the networking that goes on, in between those lectures and presentations to really build friendships, share experiences, share knowledges, but also to keep an open mind on how to move those shared knowledges forward and create a better academic environment.
And there you have it. Thank you both for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, and we're back with someone else. What is your name?
My name is Ali Sadiq.
All right, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so first and foremost, is this your first time at this event?
This is my first time.
And you go to school here?
No, I go to ECC.
ECC? What do you do at ECC?
I'm a business major.
All right, and then, so coming here, before you obviously got here, what did you come here knowing that what this event will mean to you?
They first told me that we was coming with the Man of Merit program from ECC.
Mm-hmm.
They said we was having a Man of Color conference.
Yep.
So we can network and engage with other people and get educated on how to be better in our field of study and how to be entrepreneurs and expand our knowledge.
All right. And why is it important that events like this, where it gathers the similar groups of people to take place? Why is that important?
It's important so bright-minded people you can pick their minds apart and have a better understanding of how to do things and learn from their mistakes and how you can do better.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what you want to do after you graduate?
Not specifically, but I have a couple things in mind that I want to do.
How do you perceive certain challenges that are posed for men of color in those fields?
How do I perceive? I just try to keep myself level-headed and don't overwhelm myself because it's all in God's hands. So I really can't think too much about it. If it was meant for me to if it was meant to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not meant for it to happen, it will not happen. So I wouldn't stress myself too much about it.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to the most in terms of what this event will bring to others and just in life in general?
I just look forward for this event to bring more people here, and for this event every year to grow. And I would just like for everybody that doesn't know about it to come, and so they can spend their minds, and whoever is like employers or employees, whoever needs a job or is looking into a field can get educated on the field they want or get guided towards the way they want to go to.
Did you were you part of one of the workshops?
No, I was not part of one of the workshops.
Okay. And finally, if someone watching this today could take away one thing from viewing this event, what would you want that one thing to be?
The one thing
that you get out of this
that they can get out from this is unity, and that people want to lend their hand out and help you, even that they don't know you don't.
Yes.
They want to give you a lending hand, like somebody that's on the street, like they don't know you're a stranger. Basically, a stranger on the street.
Yeah, basically every interviewer that I got today always had like the same answer, always just worded differently. So that really shows to me, out of like all of this, that the same message is getting out to everybody. It's just everybody, puts it out there in the different ways. All right, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too, sir.
All right. All right, we're back once again, and I have with me right now, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Cordell Keandre.
Nice to meet you. Nice. Can you tell the camera a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So I am a senior English major with a psychology minor, and right now I'm here at the Men of Color Summit, the third one to kick off. I came to the first one, and it was minute, it was small.
Yeah.
And to see where we are today, that's growth. I'm happy to be here, a part of it.
What do you think has been done in terms of the organization of this that has made it bigger? Because like you said, it was a lot smaller. Why is it bigger now?
Well, it's bigger because people are listening. Mm-hmm. People are listening now, and we have to give credit to the people behind the scenes. You run an experiment, and then you take data and you realize, okay, what do we have to do to get a better result? And the people behind the scenes, they did their homework. And you could see it in the product today.
Yeah.
And it's healthy. It's thriving. This is nurturing.
Mm-hmm. Why are events like this where it gathers certain people of the same same movement? Why is it important for these events like this to happen?
Well, I think one, it's important that people in general communicate with each other. And to go further with that, to be more specific, I think it's important for people of color to communicate.
Yes.
People in our community, in my community, it's hard to have dialogue about tough issues.
Yeah.
That's one. But then to actively engage in that conversation, to make change where it needs to be changed, to heal where it needs to be healed. It's easier to do when we're all congregating in one area at the same time under the same unifying umbrella. Instead of saying, come over to my house, have dinner at this date, at this time, it's a lot easier to say, okay, all of us who are meeting in this location, and this is what we're discussing. It seems to be a lot more effective, and you get more work done in that way of moving. So I think it's important. I think it's important for communication purposes.
Do you know what you want to do after college?
I don't know what I want to do after college. Like many people, we're kind of just going with the wind.
Yeah.
But, graduate school is in my prospects, and continuing my education to its highest potential is what we're looking to do.
Do you believe that there's any challenges posed for men of color that do go into graduate school? What are some of those challenges that need to be addressed?
And if I can say so myself, I think everyone deals with challenges. No matter where you're going, if it's higher education or not, there will be challenges that you face. However, the narrative is black people, men of color in particular, since we're speaking on the topic, have a higher level of tolerance that they have to come to the table with. And sometimes that could be a huge pill to swallow or a hurdle. But conferences like this could further prepare us to deal with those hurdles in a professional, in a proper way, in a diligent way, in a way that's impressive, and where the youth, when they're looking up to us, they could admire to carry as much grace when handling challenges.
Yeah, those issues are always really hard to address in groups like that. But then when you get everybody together like this, it almost puts some more of a confidence in addressing these issues, and that's something you'd like everybody to take away from this.
Correct.
What are you looking forward to the most in terms of what this event can bring to the table and life thereafter?
Well, you know, we're on the 3rd annual here at Fredonia. Where I see this going, I can see we're the 50th, you know, the 100th.
Yeah.
And not just in Fredonia. Let's maybe go in Buffalo. You know, let's maybe go more Midwest of the United States. You know, let's talk about global conferences. Now, of course, that's a big, big ambition, but you know, you have to start somewhere, and you have to have a goal in sight in order to move forward and to achieve greatness.
Yeah, even with global conferences, like you could still even divide that up a little bit. If everybody on the planet is congregating in some way or form to get the message like this across, that's just more and more, you know, strides for what you guys are trying to accomplish. Finally, one last thing: if someone watching this today could take away one thing from watching this event, what would you want that one thing to be?
One thing to be, that's really hard to narrow down. Because, you know, we started here at 9 a.m. and we're going to, I believe, 4 o'clock. So it's a whole day packed of information.
There's like an overarching message.
Right. If there was an overarching message that I could sign on to, I would say lead with confidence.
Lead with confidence.
And to lift each other up. Lift each other up. As hard as it could be sometimes, encouraging one another, whether it be a brother or a sister, we can't do this by ourselves.
Yeah, like everybody's got each other's back.
Everyone has each other's back, and we need each other. So yeah, lift each other up would be my unifying message.
All right, well there you have it. It was nice talking to you and nice meeting you, and you're free to go.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We're starting, doing well, thank you. We're starting our next session, which is going to be the table talk. Before we jump in, I just want to let everyone know, thank you again for coming. This is great. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Before we jump into the questions and hopefully getting a good conversation generating, I'll introduce myself and explain why this is important to me, just to guide us in. My name is Cordell Keandre. I'm a senior here at SUNY Fredonia. I'm thankful to be here. I went to community school for my first year, graduated high school 2015 community school, and I transferred up here 8 hours away. Can everybody hear me well? It's going well? Okay, good. So now that I'm in my senior year, sometimes being in spaces that are predominantly white, it's hard to focus, it's hard to get things done, it's hard to stay true to yourself. But I found confidence in my peers. I found confidence in my brothers and my sisters. So this is important that we're here under one roof, under one mission, and we're having conversations together. So again, thank you for this opportunity. And going forward, let's continue to lift each other up. So I introduced myself. Now I'm going to open the floor. We have a couple changes in the program, but thank you for people filling in last minute and rolling with the punches. That's what it's all about. We can start from the left and go over down to the right. And just introduce yourself, your name, and kind of what brought you here.
All right, my name is Phil Davis. I was invited to come here. I did a workshop on entrepreneurship and arts. So I thank you for those two groups that I had. They're very attentive and asked a lot of great questions, and I look forward to answering some more.
What up, y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How was the food? I missed the food. Kind of upset about that situation because I was here last year. My host this town. I go by the name of Jay Hicks, by the way. WBLK. I'm a on-air personality and brand manager. And I guess they didn't want me to come early because I ate a lot last time. And let me tell you, they had some punch. Did they have a church punch this year? Fire! So that's what brought me back. The church punch, and we're going to talk about like a couple things, I guess, that will deal with careers and stuff. But the church punch, that's what brought me back. So I'm glad to be here. Y'all looking real good. I was going to dress up, but then like, there was a laundry day, so I got to do the laundry, so I had like one church outfit for tomorrow. Tomorrow's first Sunday. So when we went first Sunday tomorrow, I couldn't wear it today because I was taking Instagram pictures and I couldn't be put on blast. So I'm glad to be here. Y'all looking good, and I look forward to this table discussion. Thanks.
Hello. Hi, I'm Mom Deng. I went to Fredonia and graduated last May, and now I'm a graduate student in Buffalo. And so I always find a reason to come back to Fredonia, so I was invited here, and be happy to share my 2 cents with my people.
In my seventh language, I said, I'm thankful for your well-being. I am Corey Wheeler. I'm a citizen of the Descendant Nation Indians located about 20 minutes from here. Here at Moss, I am the Youth Mission President of the National Congress of Indians and Advisory Board member of the Center for Native American Youth at the Aspen Institute in Washington, D.C. Just finished up my education at Community College, and I'll be exploring my next opportunity right now, actually. And I'm very honored to be here with you all in this great town.
Well, I don't speak any other languages, but my name is Peter Johnson. I am here. I'm a professional actor, filmmaker. You may have seen me in some Hollywood films, The First Purge, Marshall, I do a lot of television films. You may see me on Lifetime, the Hallmark channel. But also I'm here, I was doing a workshop on my most recent film that I produced called The Blackness Project, which is a film that explores, it's a documentary that explores race and culture from a minority perspective. I also teach at Buffalo State College in their theater department as well.
Very good. We have one more hand. So again, I want this to be as fluid as possible. I'm up here with my sneakers. You know, I'm going to be going up and down. I might be over there talking to somebody in the back, getting a question going forward. I don't want this to be formal. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you want to get up and move around, you're more inclined to do so. But our first question that I'm going to ask, actually, your mentor. We all have mentors, right? We all have mentors, right? Yeah. We all have mentors. Don't forget it. You're not here alone, right? Our mentors are the reason why I'm here. If you could call your mentor, right, and give them a call and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, how would you update them? What would you say to them? Questions on the floor?
I would say, I miss you. I just recently lost my mentor this past week. And thank you. And, he meant a lot to me, especially for what I do. I'm theater arts, also in film, but maybe I got my start in theater. And my mentor was somebody that poured a lot into me, so that would have to pour a lot into other people. So I would say to them, thank you, for pouring into me. Now it's my turn to continue to pour.
I'll second that. We shared a mentor as well, and I believe in having several mentors because the more information that you have, the better off you will be. And again, he and I shared one of the same mentors that recently passed, but I have another mentor that is a professional actor in the industry, and I would update him because just to the fact that I'm here sharing my knowledge with you guys, he is a firm believer in putting me in positions to help myself. I don't believe that mentors should be there to open up doors for us, but I believe that they should pass knowledge on so that therefore we can open up the doors for ourselves. So I think that my mentor will be proud of me that I'm here sharing my knowledge with you guys because he has shared that knowledge with me. And I'm hoping that this same knowledge will open up doors for you guys as well.
Well, for me it was, I can't really single down maybe on one person. It's a combination of efforts. Growing up on the reservation, we were always told to always pass the knowledge on and thank those that gave it to you. And it always takes a community to raise somebody. And so I'm thankful for the many people that have actually gone out of their way to help me in my pursuit of whatever it is that I want to accomplish. Actually, one of them's here, actually, Dr. Herring, in the back there. But some of our elders in the community really took the time, and some of our tribal leadership, this just happened the other day. I was updating him on what was going on, how he was doing. I haven't seen him in a while. And I thanked him for a lot of the work he's been able to put me in, and people he's been able to connect me with, but he told me, he said, it's all you. And I never thought of that it's not because of what he's done and but it's all because of the influence it had on me also. How can I continue to strengthen that message and be the best person I can? And it wasn't really on their words that had influence on me, it was more of their actions. Of being more of a, what we say, a workhorse more than a show horse in the community, and really and amplifying what it means to be a strong, healthy leader in the community. So,
anybody else want to hop on that one? Like mentor and maybe give them an update on how you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. Alright, so let's keep the question. So again, there's two mics up here, one on the left and one on the right. If you have a question that's, going, feel free to stand up and I'll pass it up to you and ask the question. But moving right along, our next question. Do you mind speaking on a time in your career where you faced a roadblock, particularly in an educational facility, and how did you overcome? Are you still overcoming? Question from the floor.
Yeah. From an educational standpoint, I think that for me, as an artist, I consider myself an artist first and foremost. And what I did was, after pursuing my artistry for a long time, I also wanted to be able to educate others and give back. And I took a job as a professor at a local college in Buffalo, and there was no other professors of color that looked like me. And I think that it was something that we're still dealing with because, I mean, you don't have someone that looks like you. It's harder to connect. And at Buffalo State College, we have a ton of students that are urban youth, a lot of students of color, and when they don't have professors there that can relate to them, it makes them disinterested. So when I came aboard to the college, and I was able to connect with a lot of the students, and I look like them, and I talk like them, I can relate to their problems, and a lot of the things that they were experiencing, it was overwhelming to the department that they had never had a man of color come in and relate to the students in a way such that I had. So I think that when you have that, a new person that comes in and that's able to relate, it intimidates other people. You know? So I think that there was a lot of other professors that was in my department that was intimidated when I came in. So I think that I'm still in the process of overcoming some of those barriers in other professors and other educators being intimidated by my ability to relate to others. So it's a work in progress, you know, but I'm happy to be able to share some of my experiences to other students of color that can relate to my experiences.
And I love that you said sometimes, thank you for sharing, sometimes it can get frustrating working with people in that space, you know, microaggressions thrown, sometimes people don't understand the language that you're using and that adds friction. So can you just speak on it and feel free to hop on this too? How do we as people of color navigate through these spaces while still being polite, but still not getting stepped on? You know what I'm saying? Because that's an art.
Well, I think the main thing, that I look at it is I try to tell my students to keep a cool head, right? And use your mind, your ability to think your way out of situations. Even though it can be frustrating, sometimes our first thought is to be aggressive. But I think that that's what they want you to do, right? Because then that plays into a stereotype that this person is angry, this person is aggressive all the time. So I try to teach my students to use their mind, to be able to talk their way out of situations, to be able to come to me to think, okay? But do not play into the stereotype of what they want you to do. To be able to use your mind and focus, to be able to navigate these situations, to be able to make better decisions. That's what's going to help.
Just to touch on just roadblocks, career-wise, and as I move forward through my career, I think I was the biggest roadblock, and I still am. And what I found myself doing early when you get on campus at Michigan State University, you become competitive, you compete with others, but more importantly, you start to compare yourself to others. And you see folks taking on different majors, and you still trying to find a major to embrace. You see folks excelling, whether it be classroom, whether it be community. And one thing that I have to learn is that everybody got their own story. Everybody got their own path. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us who we are. And comparison really kills. It really kills our spirit, you know? Just to touch on what happened over the weekend when Nipsey Hussle, you know, he was taken out after building up his community and really being a light in this community. Those that compare their lives to his, you know, get a little jealousy. That's what comparison does. It creates jealousy. It creates friction. It creates hate amongst each other. So that's why it's important to first and foremost understand that your path is your path. You don't have to hate on the next brother next to you when you should be collaborating with them and trying to find solutions or to stay engaged and to help each other build whatever you build it, because you never know how that next person can help you succeed. But the biggest thing for me was comparison. And I went through every stage, whether it was high school, whether it was college, and I was always compared, well, how did he become all-state, or how did he become picked for this opportunity? Why wasn't I the one picked for this opportunity? And it created a lot of jealousy in my heart. And when you got a lot of jealousy in your heart, you don't flow like you're supposed to flow. Things don't open like it's supposed to open. And doors don't open when they're supposed to open. But when you focus in on yourself and your story and how can you make yourself better and how can you grow, those when the roadblocks will start to fall. Those roadblocks those hurdles become easier to jump over. And that's the biggest thing I want y'all to pull as young cats, man, is that your story is your story. You got to create your story. And don't compare. Everybody sit here and compare on social media, we compare on Facebook, we just compare our lifestyles 24/7. And your lifestyle is your lifestyle. And you can make the best of it however you want to make it. But don't compare, you're going to kill your spirit. And you ain't going to be able to move forward. So that's pretty much this roadblock. And it still is, going over different positions as a brand manager and doing different things. Well, how did our station get this? In an environment where at BLK we got 4 stations. We got the country station, we got WBLK, which is the urban station, we got a Jack FM station, which is adult kids, more like rock and roll a little bit, and then we have a smooth breeze station, which is more of a relaxed, at work type 70s, 80s type ride. And sometimes BLK is overlooked in some situations. And when it comes to the different budgeting opportunities, one example I give you guys is that every year, the country station does a big thing at a park. It's like their summer jam. BLK doesn't have a summer jam. So we've been looking at ways to instead of saying, hey, why can't we get a stadium type tour going on in Buffalo? What can we do to manifest something a little bit smaller and grow to it? Instead of me comparing the station I'm working with, how can I create my own lane and create something that's significant that people are going to like? So we started a local show called the 716 Spotlight. And no plug, but we got a show Friday with one of the biggest female artists to come up. She goes by the name of Megan Thee Stallion. But we got 8 to 10 local artists from Buffalo that we're going to be highlighting along with the headliner. And this show is already sold 700 tickets. And this show has already tripled the amount of what the company calculated. So now, moving forward, they want to do summer jam type events. So instead of you sitting in comparison and complaining, try to find your own lane. You got to work around it, and really think and sit and get off the phone, get off social media, and take some you time and figure out how you're going to get that bag, or how you're going to secure what you want to secure. I know I'm a little long, but I like to get in front of people because I'm always behind the mic. We always at the station. We always, I'm always in a building. I'm never out. So that's my 2 cents on that.
I want to share 2 experiences where, I'm a young guy, but there's been some incidents that people really haven't had to go through in their lives through my professional, volunteer, and extracurricular activities. So I'll just share both of them. There were roadblocks. One was when I graduated high school, I always wanted to be an emergency medical technician or somewhere in the medical field. So I thought that was a good place to start, especially in a local tribal community. A volunteer fire department that was a part of since I was basically 12 years old. So I did this extension training program, excelled in it, thought this was going to be a good jump start to maybe a career in the medical field. And then one day, actually one morning, Had a very unfortunate incident happen on the reservation, devastating incident, actually it culminated up to a couple incidents. So I kind of, it was very difficult, very, very tragic times. And I really had to rethink, is this something that I want to do? After I wanted to do this for so long. And then another incident just happened this year. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it, but I'll just say I had to learn firsthand the bad side of politics. And with those two instances, there were times where I really had to rethink, is this really, why is this happening to me? I worked so hard for this, and then then you fall on your face, or well, push down on your face, but and really think about why does this happen? What did I do for this? And there was two instances that really brought me out of those funks. One was when the incident happened a few years ago, and I was only 18 years old at the time. I was sitting around, and another ambulance call came through, and I went. And then on my way home, or on my way home today to go to the Erie County Medical Center, I was thought to myself, wow, people actually, I didn't think about it for a while, so wow, people actually need me to be here to do this leave. Or else that person would have went without care. This person would have not been able to go to the appropriate medical facility they should be at. And then this year, just actually a couple months ago, the incident, I was taking it very rough. I was sleeping a lot, not really taking care of myself, not taking care of my body. And I got a message one day about a young woman in our community who was shared an opportunity with, and she had questions. And I was able to get, so just for that moment, I was able to get out of that funk to help a young woman in our community with a scholarship, I think, or something that affected like, life does go on, I actually just read in a book recently a quote that really hit me right here in my heart. Is you're not, the true measure of man is not where you are when things are great, it's about when you're down. And how do you get back up? Because you realize the potential that you have, and we're all put on this earth for a reason. And also that when one door closes, another door opens. I know that might sound kind of cliche, but there's really truth in that. And that's, you're gonna be pushed down on your face, you're gonna fall down, you're gonna fail. Some very embarrassing, sometimes really embarrassing too. But persevere, push hard, and I only have this resilience and strength because of those that put their life on the line for me. My people have inhabited this land since time immemorial, even under 200 years of colonization, but we're still here. And we're still going to be here and fight for the future. And as if you were in the panel earlier, you speak about this philosophy of the 7 generations, about the actions we do today, we need to foresee how it will impact them.
Very good.
So my biggest roadblock throughout my career probably is this thing called like imposter syndrome, where I feel like maybe I don't belong there, I don't deserve to be there, and it's usually the worst when I'm transitioning into somewhere new. Like I just started medical school, when I just started college, when I got accepted to my middle, high school, whatever. And that's just because I don't particularly fit in anywhere, and there's a bunch of circumstances that make it so that are out of my control, whatever. But the way I get through it, or what the advice I would give to get through that feeling of not belonging, or there's something outside that's preventing you from accomplishing your goals, is to, I think, shift from where your mentality, where the control in your mentality and personality is. So you can either have an internal locus of control, or you can have an external locus of control, where everything around you is deciding how you're going to live your life versus making what I want, focusing on me, the way that my personality is, or the way that dictating my actions instead of worrying, I guess, about the things that are bringing me down.
And if I could share one other experience before we go into our final questions, then we'll open the floor up to all of y'all. Again, going back to lifting each other up, we're all going into a space, and we're all getting the same response. We're Black people. that's going to ignite a certain message in someone's mind, right? Whether it be fear or insecurity, right? I walked into this space and I had one of my own brothers comment on my hair, a negative comment. Instead of lifting me up, he saw that as an opportunity to pull me down. So then I have to look internally, as Mom was talking about, what's the response? Not even a proper response. What's the response that I can give to my brother after he just gave me that? You know what I'm saying? So having to find that strength inside to overcome, to keep moving, I had to lift him up in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't sit and wait and think, okay, what's the fire come back and I couldn't even get angry. I couldn't even get angry. At that point, it's not even about me. So understanding, as we navigate through these spaces, sometimes it's going to suck. Some of the comments that are going to come to us, if it come from a brother or not, is going to suck. But how do we overcome, right? So my last question to the panel before we open it up, advice. One thing of advice. Now I'm going to ask you to give one word, and I'm going to ask you to define that word. You know what I'm saying? So define blank. And you have to frame it in the context of advice to this wonderful group of people up here. The floor is yours.
Fear.
Define fear.
It's our enabler. It's the biggest enabler that we all have. Fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of taking chances. Fear is what holds us all back in life. And the biggest advice I would give to you is that do not be afraid to fail. It's okay. Because if you fail, you learn and you pick yourself up to try again. And you only make yourself better down the line. So take chances. Fly. Don't be afraid to fail. With that, you will only learn, you'll only grow, and I promise you'll be better from it.
My word would be focus.
Define focus.
Focus is keeping your eye on the prize. A lot of times in business, I spoke about this in our workshop. The reason a lot of people don't stay successful or get to the success they want is due to a lack of focus. You try to do 50 things, you should be focusing on one. Find one thing, put all your energy into that. And once that's where you want it to be, then you can start worrying about something else.
We got three more.
Alright, that's on. Alright. My word would be happiness. And I guess I'm going to use like an alternative definition, but I would say happiness is a state where you're relatively content, but that you can keep going. And I'm not trying to say happiness like you should try and be happy, things that make you happy, that's what you should focus on. Happiness is really hard to achieve. Being happy is as we've been describing, there's lots of roadblocks to happiness. It's going to feel hard sometimes, but I think if you focus on what makes you happy, then those roadblocks, I have to study this many more hours, this sucks, there's people around me hating on me, I have to work hard for happiness. I don't know, the working hard is worth it if you have that thing that makes you happy in the back of your mind.
Mine would be resiliency. And that would be, for me, it's overcoming barriers and challenges and then thriving. And also taking care of yourself as well on top of it. Because we all need to fight hard, push hard, and stand strong, you know, because we've all been here right now in this space. We dare to take our stand, to stand against institutions that were actually founded to oppress us, to suppress our voices, our actions, and not letting us thrive. But having opportunities like this will build our resiliency, and having a great brotherhood with people around you that will support you will only help you thrive, and then also to make sure you take time to take care of yourself in a way that's healthy, positive, and does not make you feel bad. Thank you.
I got a couple. First, I want to start off by saying the word Colonel, and that's reference to Colonel Sanders from KFC. I'm sure y'all have tasted that chicken once or twice in your lives, but he had a dynamic story to how he got to where he got. And when he first started off, he wasn't in the chicken business. He didn't transfer into that until he was about in his 60s. And he found this recipe by going to a truck stop. And he started selling fryers to different truck stops around the country. And what occurred is that he found this recipe, which we know as the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe. And he went to different folks to promote this vision of him having this Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant with this fabulous recipe. And he pitched his idea to over 100 people. Over 100 entrepreneurs told him 2 words: no. N-O. As you transition into what you're about to transition into, you're going to hear the word no a lot of times, more than you would like to. And when you hear that word, like the gentleman to my far left said, you can't be scared of no. You got to embrace the no. Because your no has to turn into go. Because if you don't, you're going to be at the standstill and you're not going to go nowhere. So as you transition to what you're transitioning into, understand that no means go. And you got to keep on going. And you got to have the motivation from the inside. And on a physical level, it's good to understand the patterns and how to go about it. But I got some secrets for y'all that I'm going to share. This is the one secret that has helped me through. In the radio business, we make our money off commercials. We play music, we get an audience to listen to the music, and we take that data and say, hey, such and such dealership, you need to advertise on our station and run your commercials to this huge audience that we get on a day-to-day basis. And we charge them a fee to run commercials. That's why you listen to commercials on a radio station, because that's how I get my check every 15th and 31st of the month. Thank God. So, commercials we see every day. We see every time we turn on the television. We always have these brands promoting themselves to us so we can consume their product. So one thing that I've done throughout my career is create my own commercial and go into my strengths. And my commercial goes a little something like this: Jeremiah hits me, Jeremiah hits you, Jeremiah hits you, are big thinkers or think big with everything you do. Jeremiah hits you, believe in progress, prosperity, happiness. So preach on progress, prosperity, happiness. Nothing can stop you, Jay. Nothing can continue to keep God first and make things happen. I run that commercial 10 times a day. When I get down, when I hear no, when I cross any kind of barriers, it gives you the inner strength, like this gentleman was saying, because the best talk you ever gonna have is not with that person next to you or not with your mentor. It's gonna be self-talk. So you gotta learn to talk to yourself. Which ain't crazy. Well, it's everybody does it. You got a consciousness. You talking to yourself right now like, hey, he ain't wearing no Sunday clothes or nothing. He ain't got no suit coat on or nothing. But no, you gotta talk to yourself and you gotta motivate yourself from within. And that's where that internal destination comes from. So when you do hear that no, you hit yourself with an internal commercial so you can keep it moving and you can get where you need to be getting. So be fearless and understand that no means no. And sometimes you get a little minute, write yourself a commercial to yourself that points out your strengths, that points out the positivity, and points out how you can get to the next level and run that commercial 10 to 12 times a day, like Amos Ford does with us, as they spend $100,000 a year just so y'all go buy the car. So run your commercial and continue to run your commercial. So that's all I got.
Give one more round of applause. So at this time, again, we still have a couple minutes. We're going to open the floor up to y'all. So we have a mic over here, we have a mic over here. And use this to really get into a specific question. If you weren't able to use the opportunities upstairs to ask a question for whatever reason, maybe it'll be more beneficial to ask it now. So let's use these wonderful gentlemen here for our advantage. What about this one? No? Well, I'm actually wondering. Feeling around? No, it's okay.
I want to just add something what Jay was saying, because at SUNY Erie Community College, we have a project called Men of Merit. The idea is about building male self-esteem and integrity to become men of excellence. And we believe a lot in acronyms. You know, an acronym is a word where each letter means a word. So when Jay mentioned the word no, you're right. As men, we're going to hear the word no a lot. But no really means next opportunity. So if someone tells you no, it means next opportunity. And by the way, you're also going to hear the word fail. You failed, pal. You failed. Fail really means first attempt at learning. Fail, first attempt. And my most favorite are the 5 Ps. I mean what the 5 Ps are? Yeah, you know, my students know what that means. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So as men of color, we believe in the acronyms of success because it means you have a positive self-esteem, positive self-concept, and you're always thinking that you're going to be successful. So don't forget, no is the next opportunity, fail, first attempt at learning, and don't forget the 5 Ps. Thank you.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to adapt and adjust to our environment, because that's what we're trained and taught to do. You know, if you hit a hurdle, you got to figure out how you're going to hop that. So if you have a question, I'll come to you.
Real quick, I wanted to, there was a young man I was speaking to prior to this, and I was noticing some trends as I was giving my workshop, and then I came into my partner's workshop, and it seemed to me that there was a lot of talented young men in here. And what I mean talented, in the fact of like in the arts, music realm, dance, and there was a young man I was talking to, and he was asking me just some general advice, right? On like how to get in the industry, what should he do, you know, how does he get himself out there? And I told him that there is a difference, young man, between talent and skill, right? It works hand in hand, but there's an extreme difference. And what I was telling him is that when we see someone with natural talent, right? That's the guy that's just, you know, incredibly fast, right? Or he has a, you know, he can jump out the gym, he can touch the top of the backboard. He's talented. Oh my gosh. This is the person that has never had singing lessons, but they just have a naturally beautiful voice. That's a talented person. But what we want to start working towards is you find what you're talented at, and then you start making it and turn it into a skill. And a skill is something that you spend hours and hours and hours and hours perfecting. Because it's a difference, right? Now, when you have a skill, something that you have worked towards, that's a craft that you have made. There's something called the law of attraction, right? When you become so good at your skill that you attract others towards you, that you attract managers, you attract people that now they want to represent you because you have put in the work. You have put in so much time towards your skill that your skill is now undeniable. There is something, I use sports analogies in my last workshop. When you go to a small town, right? In a small town in the city, and you have this tremendous athlete, but his town is maybe only 500 people there. But this person is so good at what they do that the word spreads naturally. And now big colleges are coming to see this, to this small town, to see this athlete that no one has ever discovered. That's because that person becomes so good at what they do that the law of attraction just happens naturally. So I would encourage a lot of you, because there seems to be a lot of talent in this room, people that are pursuing the arts, music. I would tell you, whatever you are good at, whatever people tell you that you're good at, work on it. Make it your craft. Practice it hours after day. And once it becomes a skill, your craft will be undeniable. People will come out of the woodwork to support your craft because you have put in the work. That's the advice I'm going to
give. Good afternoon. My name is Bill Tripp, and I'm from Monroe Community College in Rochester, New York. I have a group of young men here today, very skilled, very talented individuals in various areas. I would like the panelists to speak in reference to mentorship. Some of you talked about it in your individual presentations today that spoke. But can you please just touch upon that and how important that is in your personal career development as you get ready to transition to any professional area, how important it is. I have mentors, but I just want you to just speak upon that, please.
I spoke about that in my workshop as well. I made a reference to a statement that I learned a long time ago. You don't go to somebody that's broke for financial advice. And what I meant by that is that somebody that might have been financially successful at one point in time, and now they're broke, you get advice from them, but they can tell you how they got there. But if they've never been there, they've never walked in those shoes, that's the last person you would want to take advice from because they can't steer you in the right direction. They don't have the map that you're looking for. So at the end of the day, a mentor is like a map. I was blessed to have a lot of mentors. I was blessed to have a lot of father figures in my life. And what I see as an educator, as well as, into the arts, is that discipline is one thing that separates talented people that are able to be successful, and talented people that have to watch other people be successful. If you look at, there was a story that we showed our students, a documentary about a basketball player. I can't remember his name right now, but he was slated to be better than LeBron in high school. What was his name? Yes, Lenny Cook. But because of his attitude and his lack of discipline, he didn't end up in the NBA. He did, he went undrafted, and eventually, he's back to square one. So discipline is one thing that I see is the hardest thing to teach, and also the hardest thing to learn when you don't have a mentor. Because if you don't have somebody to stay on you and show you how it's to be done and keep it going. There's two young men here. I'm going to shout them out and put them on the spot. I call them my Whittington brothers. They both are graduates of performing arts, and they were part of our academic talent search program at Canisius. And two fine young men, always respectful, always about their business. And I've always been a person that when people are doing well, you give them their flowers while they're here. As a mentor, that's what a mentor is to do. A mentor is also to check you. I feel a mentor is not doing the job of just seeing you going down a bad path and don't say anything. And when you have that relationship with a mentor, it'll come more, you will respect what they're saying when they mentor you. So, your mom wondered about mentorship, so I'm going to leave that there. But again, as a mentor, whoever your mentor is, you need a mentor for different things. I would definitely make sure if you have a mentor that can teach you how to manage your money, but they're not good at telling you about the style, Don't go to them for salary. They're not good at that. You pick your mentors for what you need and let them guide you, but also too, as Brother Pete spoke about too, you have to be able to guide yourself too. A mentor can lead you there, but faith without works is dead. You're not going to make it just because you want to. You have to work for it.
My opinion, but I think that all of us here as Black men have a duty to be mentors. I wouldn't be where I am today at all without the mentors in my life, and most of my inspiration is because I've had the chance to mentor someone, and we experience what that means, what it means to be a mentor. And we all, like, even being here, like being in higher academia as Black men, we have had to have mentors in our life that have led us here. And with all of the pressures that are put on us, and the 7 generations things is what read out to me, we do have a duty to mentor other people. And so the importance of mentorship is, I think we just have to take it as like, this is something on our checklist that we're responsible for, because future generations are literally getting killed. And they need that mentorship, especially in this country. So,
Anything to say? All right. Do you have a question?
All right. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right, perfect. So my name's Zach. I did the Dress for Success upstairs. And first and foremost, thank you very much for having me here. It was fantastic. My second year doing this. It's great to see like-minded people coming in that have very different, paths. We're all working towards a better future. So for that, I want to thank you guys very much for having me. So Rory, you and I were talking about earlier about that lapel pin on your coat there. Those of you who can't see, on the inside, he's got a little circle. Yellow, red, white, and black. Create unity between the races. It's 2019, guys. We're still dealing with it every single day. You guys see me? Some pops to your head, you guys get an idea about me. You see Rory, you get an idea about Rory. You see Peter, you get an idea about Peter. So, in your opinion, how do we shut? What's your advice for me? What's your advice for everybody to create that, to get the minimization going between that, and bring us together as the only real race that matters, which is the human race, get us together on the right path, stop the bullshit, and get together as one person.
Well, you obviously didn't attend my workshop, did you? You didn't attend my workshop. It's all right. It's all right. I mentioned to you guys earlier, I recently produced a film entitled The Blackness Project. We were recently featured on CBS News, putting together a national tour of the film, and during my workshop, we were showing different clips from it and talking about some of the racial barriers that we have in society, just in general. And you're 100% right? So in my film, what we do is Ancestry.com ends up sponsoring the film, and me and my partner would travel to Utah, and I end up getting my DNA results live on camera, and they're shocking, right? So I find out that I'm 70% African American, I'm 30% European. So I'm just as white as you are at the end of the day, right? So, but what happens is that I put that in perspective because it helped me learn about race, and you are 100% right, because a lot of us are judged from the outside, okay? And even though my DNA states that I'm 30% European, I still got a lot of hurdles to travel just because of how I look on the outside. And it helped me learn a whole lot just about race in general, because society keeps us divided by putting us into these categories. You know, these standardized tests, we're checking African American, we're checking Caucasian, we're checking Indian, we're checking all these things, but that is to keep us divided. You know, in actuality, the only race that matters, right, is human. Okay, so a lot of this is a lot of I put society plots in order to keep us divided. As a part of my film, what we do is that my film is a documentary, and we interview minorities of all social classes And as a result, what we do is we do a talk back. The moment after the film is over, we do a talk back. And after at least 15 showings of the film, I'm encouraged because the majority of audiences are white. And that tells me that they're eager to learn. They're eager to learn about our opinions. They're eager to learn about our views and how we look at things. And it's inspirational to me because that tells me that people want to learn, so we need to bridge the gap. And I think the main thing is that we have to be open to listen to one another. You know, when we stay in our own bubbles, when we stay in our own communities, when we stay amongst each other, yeah, that's comfortable, right? But it doesn't do anything for our learning aspect. And when we learn, okay, when I learn about this individual, and I learn about where he comes from, and I learn about his history, then it broadens me more, okay? But instead, when we don't learn, it just perpetuates the ignorance. And we fear what we don't know. And that's what we're in society today, is because we try to stay in our own bubbles, and that creates that fear. So I encourage conversations all the time about race, about different ethnicities. And that's how we learn. And when we learn, now we understand that other individual, and that's what bridges the gap.
What really changed my perspective is when I heard this phrase that we all have more in common than what divides us. And it's truly, truly, truly helped me realize a lot of the strengths that we all have. And that, yes, and that another one to say that the only race that matters is the human race. So we need to continue that and spread that message on of strength, unity, peace, and prosperity, which is something that I live by, and what my ancestors lived by is founded upon in our great law of peace and the Iroquois Confederacy. So long as we can stay true to the values in looking out for one each other, caring for each other, and also doing what you can to inspire and motivate those that will come after us.
Add 2 cents to the discussion. I think that the reality is, Brother Zach, right? The reality is that the conversation that I have to have with my 2 young boys, when they wake up, when they go out into the world, is that you have to be better, you have to be greater, you have to have a mindset that because of how you look at this society, things are going to be harder for you. You have to be prepared for that. I think the reality of that is what also, that again, that is something that's been passed down, the division way how even just they call it the wilderness mentality, light skin against dark skin, house slave against field slave. Like it's a deep mentality that's been put into play, into position, that is so hard to break completely. And I honestly don't think it will ever break completely until that old way of thinking goes. I think once, when you think about civilizations, and it's like the dinosaurs are gone, the cavemen are gone. It's like once a certain group of people no longer exist, that mentality no longer exists. So as long as there's still a slice of cake left, there's going to always be a slice of cake. Again, but the reality is, I'm a prime believer that people that are good, people will see the good in you, whether you're good or not. You can be, no matter what color you are, if you're good to people, 9 times out of 10 people will treat you nice. But then there's also that 1 out of 10% that you can be doing absolutely everything right and still get killed. And I think what the film, Blackness Project, discusses, talks about that very eloquently, is that for some people in the film, there's one woman who says, and she gets a lot of groans when the film plays, that she feels black people are their worst enemy. That they're the reason why they're still impoverished, still having problems. And then you have somebody with a completely different dynamic. So I think as long as we keep the conversations going and people understand that it's about, again, human beings, I think we'll get there. But I don't think it'll ever be completely erased until that mentality is completely gone.
start by saying I'm rolling to Mr. Davis, Mr. Johnson, who's a pastor, a mentor. I know what that's like. They had lost, they were starting to know that. Mr. Hicks, I saw him come, I tried to say it late. It was gone, it's good. It's always next year. But my name is Terrell Basley. I'm a marketing and advertising major at MCC. I'm here for the Men of Excellence. I've got to say, just get it out of the way. Amazing event. I'm pretty sure we're all agree there.
He said it's been an amazing event. I'm sure we all can agree with that. Come on now. Thank you.
You all were talking about roadblocks. I'm no stranger to it. Sometimes the kids that stop at bump in the road, things get derailed for a while. It takes a long time to get back on track. And I just came to ask how you all personally deal with this. Onto the road.
So the question was, if I could repeat it, how do you get over those roadblocks? And that's for the panel.
Just to go back and touch on the mentorship. That's why mentoring is so important, because it's about the team you got surrounding you as well. So if you're able to feed off the energy of your team, whether it be one of your homies, one of your mentors, it's about having a good foundation that's in your circumference, because when you do hit that roadblock, you can lean on someone like a mentor that'll tell you, like, hey, this is how you navigate. You made the perfect statement. The mentor is like the GPS, it's like a road map. But within that, they also show you how to create shortcuts or how to get out of that funk quicker than what you thought you can. So if you got a good foundation, that's why it's so real to make sure your team is legit. You can't do it by yourself. Every star you see on the team, they got a great team behind them. And you got to create your team behind you. So who's those group of individuals that you can lean on, and you know that they'll cash out you $55 when it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's real, or they'll cash out you that $25 to make it to work. Or they'll be there when you have a tough breakup with your girl, after you caught her doing some stuff, and you can lean on the homie and he'll give you the words of encouragement. Because that's real, and things like that can derail you and can have you hurt for a little bit. So get a good foundation, and get a good folks that surround you, that support you, that want to see you win, and want to see you do well. And when those roadblocks do come, you can lean on them for the support system.
I think there's something extremely powerful about making a decision, right? When you make a decision and fully commit to that decision, what that's going to entail, it's going to require you to be disciplined, and it's going to require an extreme amount of commitment. Even when the setbacks and the roadblocks occur, right? So, even when it doesn't look, it doesn't look pretty outside, you made that commitment to follow through. Success, a lot of times, is about persistence. Even though that roadblock is there, okay? And even though you may have been set back, it's about getting up and doing it again. And going back and doing it again, no matter how many times you're set back, no matter how many times you are knocked down. It's about committing and having that discipline to say, I got knocked down 9 times. I'm coming back again. Right? And that's, again, something powerful about making that decision and committing to it. And you have to be self-motivated. Because let's just be honest, right? We look around on social media, you see the news, there's a ton of things out here distracting us. Right? back from our dreams. You got people, you may have friends that come up with you that fall off, that distract you. You have women that may distract you. Okay, but it's about also being self-motivated. I get up every single day and do what I have to do. Not because somebody told me to. Because I said it. Because I got it. And I knew what I had to do. I have 2 kids that depend on me. I have you guys that I have to come motivate. For me, I look at it as I am my biggest motivator. No matter what anyone tells me, no matter what anyone says to me to discourage me, I made a commitment. I got to follow through. And that's going to say a lot about your morals as a man. It's going to say a lot about your character. What do you follow through with? What have you committed to? That's what's going to equal success, your persistence and commitment to your goals.
With roadblocks, I think when there's a major roadblock, I think it's because there's like, I believe there's like a core type of balance thing for each person, like physical, emotional, like spiritual health, and the major roadblocks are what like, completely derail that, and you can't focus on anything else. And so what I need to do is reset, if that makes sense. And that involves a support system. That involves like dropping what you're doing and like taking self-care. If like taking care of yourself first and making sure you're okay is going to make you be able to be in a position where you can do what you want to get. But if you don't have that, there's no way that you can keep going. Like you're going to keep failing over and over again if you're not in a content, balanced place. If that makes sense.
Well, I have a question. So typically in our Black community, it's hard to find resources, you know, and opportunities to reset. You know, maybe you're working in an environment where it's really noisy all the time. And you can't find that one isolated space to unplug, right? Maybe you don't have time in your schedule to unplug. And mental health is not something that we tend to talk about in our community, but this is up for the panel before we move on to our next question. How do we as a people, we as a Black men, take leadership to talk about things like mental health in our communities? Because you ask me, I think that's one of our biggest roadblocks that we don't want to talk about. That's the question for the floor, please.
My partner Phil, we were just talking about this, that the mental state, right? And we look at things that happen in our community, and it creates so many scars, and it really does. And it shapes us as adults, and we grow up, you know, because we didn't take care of ourselves from the mental capacity. We grow up as scarred individuals, and as a result, we have children that even have these same scars because we fail to address our own, right? So we raise our kids with these same scars that we have. You know, if it's a woman being scarred from an issue with her father, now she raises her daughter, you know, to hate men in the same capacity, you know, which ultimately affects us, right? These are kids in our community, and for one, we have to be open and honest with ourselves, and just to know that, listen, speaking to a counselor doesn't mean you're crazy, right? It doesn't, and we gotta be there for one another. In the film, The Blackness Project, we set the setting as the barbershop, right? And that's kind of like, we know that's kind of like our safe haven. You know, we go to the barbershop on a regular basis, and we know we can talk mess, and we can be comfortable amongst each other, you know? But you can't be afraid to talk about those issues, whether it's in the barbershop or with the trained professional. Because the moment you start hiding it, the moment you mask, all it does is grow a scab, okay? And those scars are still there. And as a result, we pass those scars along. We pass it to our friends, but with that mentality, we pass it to our children. You know, so I would encourage you guys to listen. It's okay. It's okay to have those conversations with our loved ones. It's okay if you have to shed a tear. One of the things as black men, like, we're raised to not be able to cry, right? Toughen up, get off the ground. It's okay. As growing up, I wasn't able to hug my father until I was like 30. My father would know he didn't want to hug me. And I had to tell him, "Oh, Dad, it's okay. I want to be able to give you a hug." Because I know that that's something that he was suffering from because his father never hugged him. So I think that it's something that in our community, it's mental health is real. I think that it's something that we have to address, even if it's just being there for your brother. Whether it's in a professional environment or just listening to him or being there if he wants to shed a tear. It's all right. It's okay to be able to do that.
As my brother said, the conversation we were having, and it's an ongoing conversation that I'm constantly having. Being in the schools, there's so many students, man, that are dealing with so much. And even as adults, you can tell based on how the kids act, you know, if their parents are dealing with the same kind of situations. And what we're creating, without knowing, is we're creating people with multiple personalities. And what I mean by that is, you have to be this way when you're around this person. You have to be this way when you're around this person. You have to be this way when you're around this person. You're literally driving yourself crazy because we're in a society where it's not okay to be you. They say that. But when you're you, you're laughed at. If you don't act like everybody else, you don't follow the trends. We spoke about this in the group today too. When you follow trends and you don't create your own trends, you're leaving a void within yourself. There's an analogy I use with our students. It's called trash can analogy. I have them point to a trash can in the room, and I said, what if this trash can had Jordan on it? What if it had Gucci on it? What if it had Louis Vuitton bag inside of it? What is it? It's still a piece of trash. And at the end of the day, we can do all of this stuff to our outside and still be empty on the inside. When we're empty on the inside, just like a trash can, we're going to try to fill it up with more trash. So by the time you keep getting good with all this trash, you're going to overflow with the trash mentality, with the trash mind. And one thing about a mind, once you got mind control, once your mind's being controlled by something, I say it is a cycle. You go from having an error to a mistake, to a bad habit, to a lifestyle. And those are the hardest things to break. You are used to doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. And there's a lot of people walking around insane. And you see it in their actions. Speaking of fathers, my father has always been there. But my father was the type of father where he would always put work before his kids. And I never understood that until I got older and I had to talk to my grandfather. My grandfather did the same thing to him. So it's like generational cycles going on. And everybody thinks it's okay because that's the norm. My father was the same way, not a hugger. Like, we give me a hug now, but back then it's the same thing. Like, we as men, and I do believe there is an agenda to be masculine. Let me get that clear. I really believe there, if you look at, I believe in role reversal, I believe there's a lot of things that's happening that's breaking down the families, where the male that used to be the provider now is the one that lets the woman provide. Or now the child sees the father not even be around. So now these young ladies that we're producing now feel they can have the baby and make it on their own without the father being involved. There was a young girl that actually said the father works and all that, she doesn't want his money. She doesn't want him around her baby, even though she wanted him around when they were having a baby. But it's mental. We're breaking these kids apart. And as young men, if we lose our young men, and we continue to lose our young men, I'm telling you, you're going to be lost. You look at any society, I don't care what your beliefs are. If you all go all the way back to the animals, the way animals work, just by nature. A male has certain roles in their lives, I believe. They're supposed to provide for their family, they're supposed to security for their family, and they're supposed to give their identity. Why do people take their father's last name? That's their identity. We have kids out here that don't have identity, so they don't know who their fathers are. And their fathers don't know who they are. So that mental health really starts in the home. And I think that as much as we talk about mental health, we really need to talk about rebuilding families. When a father wants to be there for their children, the worst thing that happens is when I see it all the time. My mom used to do to my dad, she dogged my father to me. And it didn't make me not like my father, it made me want my father more, and not like my mom. It doesn't work. So I hope that as we continue this discussion on mental health, we get to the root of the problem. Every problem comes from somewhere. Everything has a root. Everybody acts the way they act because of something. Everybody walks a certain way. Everybody talks a certain way based on their environment. So I just hope, just as you talked about scabs and wounds, there's a lot of people wearing masks every day. And they feel they have to until they break. Mind, man, once your mind breaks, people have nervous breakdowns, anxiety attacks, all kinds of stuff because they're not dealing with what's really going on. That's what it is.
It's okay to ask for help, you know, especially in the high school, college level. Let me tell y'all, I was a Michigan State University. It was so many resources that we could pull from, but I felt as if I did tap into those tutoring resources, that it would make me come off as being weak or being less than an individual than what I was supposed to be. Utilize these resources that's in front of you. Y'all got the phones, and they can tap into a whole world of things. If you're not good at math, find a tutor for free. If you're not good in communicating, find a tutor for free. They on campuses, they are at schools, whether in high school, wherever you at, it's a resource somewhere, somehow, that you can tap into. You know, so instead of tapping on social media all that, you know, tap into these resources, these physical resources that the government that you pay and your parents pay these tax dollars for. Tap into it. And don't be scared to say you need a little bit of help to figure out this math stuff, to figure out this grammar class, to figure out physics or whatever it may be, you know, because if you don't, you're just going to frustrate yourself, and that creates mental lapses, mental breakdowns, and you're just going to be frustrated. But tap into it and really find a way to utilize your resources. These resources is vast resources nowadays. And they were there when I was in college, so I couldn't imagine what's there now. But tap into them.
I just want to thank the panel for raising my question. This one over here, then we'll hop over.
My name is Malcolm. The question I have was, what is success for you guys individually? Your own answer. And I want to know how you stay successful in a society that knocks you down. Right? When you live in a building.
So to rephrase the question, I think it was, how can you individually define success, and then how do you sustain your success level in a society that pulls you down more than they raise you up? And that's on the board.
You know, once you go down the line, I'm sure success is going to be different to each and every one of us, right? And it's going to be different, my answer is going to be different than your answer. I used to think that my bank account determined my success, right? When there will be a point, young men, when you hit a certain point in your life maybe when you have children, maybe when you get married, there will be a point in your life where the monetary doesn't weigh as much. Of course, we all want the finer things, right? We all want that. We want the nice cars. We want the nice houses. We want all those things, which is a priority. However, if I don't have that, that does not mean I am not successful. What determines my success is when my children and you all succeed. When you reach your goals. If I can play a part in that, then that will determine my success. Because I will be there to aid you as well as my two boys in achieving their dreams. Believe me, and you guys will not understand it, but I promise you that dreams change as you get older. And now today, my success is not determined by what I drive. I want it, but it does not make me, just because I have a Benz, does not make me successful. If you do not succeed, or my kids go to jail, that means I didn't succeed in my mentorship. I didn't succeed in my goals as a father. That means more than anything.
So for me, success is always look at it in different ways, how other people practice it. For me, it always realizes was, am I making the most of the opportunities and the platforms that I'm given? And then if I use them correctly, or if I don't use them, I really don't deserve them. So that's why just making the most out of the situations and the opportunities that give you good and bad. And then as well as, I'm just trying to get into that, I just lost my train of thought. With overcoming barriers, people that want to talk you down. This is something that I had to grapple with really early on. I started when I was 12. I started volunteering in the community. I thought I was so excited, so happy, it made me feel good, seeing, working with our elders, working with staples in the community, and then just somehow just slowly getting called down. I remember the first time I traveled for my nation, it was for a detail at the White House. I was 17 years old, and I came back so empowered and motivated. It was a great week. I had to meet with the president, vice president, members of the cabinet, so many young like-minded people like you that were able to help build me up. When I came home, and I was so energetic, so excited about all this new opportunity, and immediately just totally trashed and just saying, there's very, very negative things that were said about me. And at the time, I remember I was just like, oh my God, how could this be? Of course, having a very stern grandpa told me, top up. And then we talked about, I remember mentioning this to one of our leaders. He said, well, you gotta let things just brush off your shoulder and know that you're doing good and that you're making an impact and stay the course. And from that, still to this day, there are some times I'm really pushed to my limits, and really there's times I've had to bite my tongue and pick my battles strategically. But as long as you know that you're making the most out of your time, making the most out of your opportunities, making the most out of your education, and that you know you're doing your best, I think that no one can take that away from you.
We have time for one more question, and then we're going to have Christian King come up, just going to give a few remarks to close it all up, and then we're going to have to ask questions afterwards. But for now, I believe your name is David. David, you can ask this question.
Hello? Yeah, my name is David. My major is computer science. My minor is So you're on your own streaming service, so you would know how organizing how the servers and the code and all that works together to create that. Coming from an inner city school and taking my first computer science class here, I was lost. And when I looked around the room, I was even more lost because no one looked like me. So I didn't know where to look for what to do. But I knew that's what I wanted to do, and if I didn't do that, I didn't know what else to do because I liked computers. My question would be, how do you make technology, computer science classes, and all that stuff, how do you make that cool? Phil hit the nail on the head when he said, if you're not following the trend, you're laughed at. And Cordell said, oftentimes people in your own community will look down on you. So even when you plan to do something such as that, you can be discouraged. And being so young at the time, you don't realize how powerful something like that can do. They don't realize what you can do until they need something from you. Oh, you're the guy that actually makes the websites. And I think that's really lame. So my question would be, how would you bridge the gap in STEM majors, and how would you incentivize young like this want to code? Because that's something that's coder, like just be high and yeah.
I think the best thing you can do to motivate people is to lead by example. Like you said, the law of attraction, you get good at it. People are drawn to you if you seem happy, if you seem passionate about what you're doing. And that seems like that's what you're going for. And then if it does mean that much to you, I'm sure there are ways to make efforts to specifically reach the communities that you want to. You can show them it's cool by being cool. Be passionate about computer science, love what you're doing, and the people will come, I think.
It's funny you mentioned coding too, because I had a 7-year-old. And a 7-year-old, since he's been the age of 2, he's just been fascinated with technology, tablets, and what have you. So there was on the news a while back, some school in Amherst that was teaching coding to young kids. And so I started searching for apps for him. And I downloaded a couple coding apps, so he's learning how to do coding now. What I say, not to sound harsh, but I can't worry about what others do. I have to worry about what I do and what I do for mine. What I mean by that, I teach my children, you're going to go to school, you're going to go places where there are going to be people that maybe not think the same way you do, might not have the same morals you do, might not be into the same thing you do. But what makes you an individual is you do what you like to do. If you like to code, no matter who's trying to play you, no matter, I always say, I said to him too, he's only 7, but I said, you get it in time. The same ones that's like you said, the same ones that's playing you now for, oh, you're doing computer stuff, will be the ones that are going to be looking for a job. So a lot of times, we are building up a group of young people that, I like the competition. Competition is good because it motivates you. But then we're also not praising the ones that are doing well at that. So in your case, if you're the only student and you had computer science classes, but it took you to come to a college to really get the right education of it, in this day and age, we are raising cyborgs, okay? 9 times out of 10, if they're 10 years old or older, they got one of these. There's no excuse. I tell my son, you want to use a tablet? You want to use my phone? You're going to do something educational with it. So you train them up young. If that's your interest, websites are always going to be around. Find a cohort of young people while they're young. Train them yourself. If you're really passionate about it, you can do it. You got the degree, you're working on the other degree. You said you're a junior, correct? You'll be a junior. I always tell people, whatever you're passionate about, do it. I don't care, whatever it is, you're passionate about it, do it. And if you want young people not to be discouraged, now you take the lead. You make sure that you tell young people your story. When they hear your story, they get involved. And that's the bottom line. The better the story, the better the success of what you're trying to do from my experience. I don't know how to code. I know how to do basic stuff, but I hire people to code. So my son does. I said, you're going to learn how to code. So Daddy can hire you because I want him to have the skills that I didn't learn. And by you being young and getting into that's wonderful what you're doing. That's what my advice to you would be. If you're really passionate about it, learn everything you need to know, pass it down. And that's how you continue to change the mindset. Now there'll be more kids that know it, and now that'll start getting popular. Okay?
So as we're wrapping up, I just want to again thank you all. It's a Saturday. We've been here all day. So again, this is huge that we're all here to congregate in one area, right? We have another round of applause for our panel.
There we go. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I can't hear me, so that's all right. So I want to thank you all for coming again. And like last year, we cannot end without first doing our roll call. So when you hear your group, you better be loud. All right? You ready? Alfred, University Brother, where you at? Alfred University, HEOP. Buffalo Crack. All right, there it is. Tanisha's Howard. Where's Tanisha? Oh, they left. I hope they take it though. Matt, you take it for right? Casanova College. Deauville, HEOP. Bye-bye, guys. There we go. All right. Does everyone have their raffle ticket in? Mr. Johnson, you can pull the raffle ticket for me. Oh, never mind. No. Don't look. So this is for the Beats Hill. Don't look. Don't look. I feel bad that the number called for the school that ticket number 844-2432. Hey, come get your Beats Hill. Y'all can clap a little louder than that. All right, I just want to say thank you again for coming out. And I just want to give you one last word of encouragement. I know we talked about passions. If you don't know what your passion is, don't be afraid to try something new. Try something different. I always tell my students, if someone suggests something to you and it makes your stomach hurt, that means it's time to do it. That means it's meant for you to explore something different. So I just want to encourage you to look around, talk to the people around you. This is your network right here. This is your opportunity to connect, and please take advantage of that. And I hope to see you next year. Thank you. And please fill out your survey because we are very responsive to the surveys, and I really try to make sure that you give you what you need. So please respond to that. Oh, and also, please make it a point to stop by the BLK table. There are a chance to win more prizes if you stop over to the 93.7 WNYF table. So stop over there.